When Maldek was destroyed, did all the people of Maldek have the problem, or were some advanced enough to transfer to other planets? In the occurrence of planetary dissolution, none escaped, for this is an action which redounds to the social complex of the planetary complex itself. None escaped the knot or tangle. The question comes, is there any danger of this happening to Earth at this time? We say only the conditions of mind exist for such development of technology and such deployment. It is the distortion of our vision understanding that the mind and spirit complexes of those of your people need orientation, rather than the toys needing dismantlement. For are not all things that exist part of the Creator? Therefore, freely to choose is your honor duty. So, when the graduation occurs and an entity or entities move at the end of a cycle from one planet to another, by what means do they go from one planet to another? In the scheme of the Creator, the first step of the mind-body-spirit, totality, beingness, is to place its mind-body-spirit complex distortion in the proper place of love, light. This is done to ensure proper healing of the complex and eventual attunement with the totality being complex. This takes a variable length of your time-space. After this is accomplished, the experience of the cycle is dissolved and filtered until only the distillation of distortions in its pure form remains. At this time, the harvested mind-body-spirit totality beingness evaluates the density needs of its beingness and chooses the more appropriate new environment for either a repetition of the cycle or a moving forward into the next cycle. This is the manner of the harvesting, guarded and watched over by many. When the entity is moved from one planet to the next, is he/she moved in thought or in a vehicle? The mind-body-spirit totality beingness is one with the Creator. There is no time-space distortion. Therefore, it is a matter of thinking of the proper locus in the infinite array of time-spaces. When an entity is incarnate in this third density at this time, he/she may either learn without consciously knowing what he/she is doing, or may learn after she is consciously aware that there is learning in the way of the law of one. The second way, it is possible for the entity to greatly accelerate their growth. The law of one has, as one of its primal distortions, the free will distortion. Thus, each entity is free to accept, reject, or ignore the mind-body-spirit complexes about it and ignore the creation itself. There are many among your social memory complex distortion who, at this time-space, engage daily, as you would put it, in the working upon the law of one in one of its primary distortions, that is, the ways of love. However, if this same entity, being biased from the depths of its mind-body-spirit complex towards love-light, were then to accept responsibility for each moment of the time-space accumulation of present moments available to it, such an entity can empower its progress in much the same way as we described the empowering of the call of your social complex distortion to the Confederation. The call begins with 1. This call is equal to infinity and is not, as you would say, counted. It is the cornerstone. The second call is added. The third call empowers or doubles the second, and so forth. Each additional caller doubling or granting power to all the preceding call. Thus, the call of many of your peoples is many powered and overwhelmingly heard to the infinite reaches of the one creation. For one's general development, the practices or exercises to perform, to produce an acceleration towards the law of one. Exercise 1. This is the most nearly centered and usable within your illusion complex. The moment contains love. This is the lesson, goal of this illusion or density. The exercise is to consciously seek that love in awareness and understanding distortions. The first attempt is the cornerstone. Upon this choosing rests the remainder of the life experience of an entity. The second seeking of love within the moment begins the addition. The third seeking powers the second. The fourth powering or doubling the third. As with the previous type of empowerment, there will be some loss of power due to flaws within the seeking in the distortion of insincerity. However, the conscious statement of self to self of the desire to seek love is so central an act of will that, as before, the loss of power due to this friction is inconsequential. Exercise 2. The universe is one being. When a mind-body-spirit complex views another mind-body-spirit complex, see the Creator. This is a helpful exercise. Exercise 3. Gaze within a mirror. See the Creator. Exercise 4. Gaze at the creation which lies about the mind-body-spirit complex of each entity. See the Creator. The foundation or prerequisite of these exercises is a predilection towards what may be called meditation, contemplation, or prayer. With this attitude, these exercises can be processed. Without it, the data will not sink down into the roots of the tree of mind, thus enabling and ennobling the body and touching the spirit.